A lot of people have requested more of an above-ground fortress, which we've never done before in a stream or Let's Play. And I think we might do a little bit of that. Certainly there'll be a decent amount of below-ground stuff as well. But we can try to do some above-ground stuff. So, if we're going to do that, I mean, we can make things out of stone. Obviously, that's more dwarfy. It's a lot more work to get down there. We might want to set their initial buildings up with wood. Hey, Nick, thanks for the sub. Terrorizing Terry, thank you very much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure we've got a place, you know, hopefully get a place with decent amount of forestry. Mostly, we want to make sure we've got fluxstone, we've got no aquifer, and, you know, we've got some metals, at least. Let's do a search for that. Oh, savagery. Should we be, like, really extreme savagery? But not evil. So medium evil, high savagery. So it'll just be, like, lots of crazy animals. But no, like, undead necromancer towers or anything. Okay, let's search for that and see what we can find. Oh, waterfalls are pretty. They tend to be really laggy. But they are very pretty. We were having a very hard time finding a location. There's a lot of water on this map. Not much of a well-contained continent. It found us some places way down in the Arctic. Do you guys want to do, like, an ice ball place? We've never done that. Just frozen all the time. It doesn't matter as much once you're below ground, but above ground you'll have the ice everywhere. What do we think? The Arctic? Found some decent places around a mountain. What do we think? Hoth, yeah. No, yes, no. Ice Ice Baby. Glacier. Frozen Fortress. We can make things out of ice. I think you can do that. I think you can carve out blocks of ice and use it to do things. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's pop out of this mode. We're going to go down right to the bottom. Arctic Ocean. Temperature freezing. Trees, none. Right. No trees. At all, which makes sense. Would that be too crazy, too hard? If I do this, I can get I can get 3 different biomes though, which is always nice to see. No matter what, there'll be no trees, but we should get a mix of different metals and stuff. All right, let's go ahead and do it. We'll bring a bunch of wood with us. Area of salt water might be difficult to survive here. Could possibly go wrong. Let's start with, I like to start with this sort of configuration as a base, but then we'll have to do some tweaking. Food and stuff is good. A couple picks and axe. Well, we have nothing to axe, but we may as well bring it. How many points do I have left? 200. So we're gonna go ahead and add, some logs. They all cost the same, I think. Yeah. Oak. Sounds good to me. Let's bring as much wood as we can, because you need wood to make beds, unless you're playing with the Masterwork mod. We'll need wood to start a charcoal production as well, if we need to smelt any metal. And we're going to have to trade for wood frequently. So we'll see how we can do it. Who's that? Japanese men licking ears. Thank you very much for the resub. I think we're okay. Some bolts, some quivers. This fort may not last very long. We could easily run out of food, booze. We could be overrun by crazy animals, because apparently there's going to be some on this map. The shortage of wood might be a problem. If we dig down to find the cavern, then we can start to grow those giant mushroom trees and get some wood that way. Alright, let's embark. Yes. Here, can we find something else or two? We can get another unit of yak meat. Oh, we've got plump helmets on. Yes, we do. Alright. Embark. Yak meat. You have arrived! After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Salon Bakust. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance. Whether by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan Oh, I guess I can't zoom this one here. Just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now. Enough time to delve, secure lodgings, ere the Yetis get hungry. Yetis? That's new. A new chapter of Dwarven history begins here in this place. Idenoltar. Paddle guilds. Strike the earth. Alright. We'll get an autosave. We'll rename our first 7 dwarves. And we'll get going. Who was that? I heard the bleep bleep bleep. Oh, I'm getting confused between the sub-sounds and the donations. Crazy Brandon 92. Sending some love from Philadelphia. Been watching since SimCity. Haven't missed a video since. Thanks for the amazing content. Well, thank you very much for the amazing eyeballs who keep watching my content. Appreciate it. RoboJeb! I didn't realize I was in RimWorld. Dude, you've been in RimWorld since the start of the current session. I think you were one of my original 3 dudes. You're also the most effective person in the entire fort. You're like golden level doctor and everything. When you die, which will probably happen because it's one of my RimWorld setups, I'm going to be really sad. Lusky, thank you very much. Make sure to kill the elves and their trees. Well, there's no trees to kill, but if the elves come, we're going to steal all their stuff because it's going to be made out of wood, which we can then burn to fuel our furnaces. An umbrella droid. Hey, Quill, thanks for the relieve stress of hard working week. Here's a little something for you, by the way. Making you a custom embroidered hoodie as a present. What? What? Who can do that? That is some mad skills. What the heck? Well, thank you very much for the continued support. Appreciate it so much. Everyone's being so awesome today. God. I don't know. Is there something in the water? All right, let's zoom this in a little bit so that things are embiggened a little bit. Move that over that way. Looks like pretty visible. So, what are we on some sort of ice mountain? That's what I'm thinking here. So what do we got? Ice floor, ice walls, ice ramps. This entire hill is literally made out of ice. Then at the bottom here, we just have regular soil and stone. No grass! Oh my god, none of our animals are going to be able to graze on anything until we get down to the cavern lair. I may butcher our whatever we use to drag our caravan over here. I think we may butcher them right away so they don't just starve to death. We've got soil in there. It's good that we've got soil because we'll be able to do some farming. What's this? A vein wall. We don't know what kind of metal. Oops. Alright, that's fine. And then underground. So that's it. So this is all ice. There is some bare stone and bare soil, which is interesting. I guess that's more tundra-ish for us. Crimson Bristle, thank you so much. I wanted to thank you for being awesome. Also, Nomeria has finally introduced mods and workshop content to the game. Might want to check it out again. Oh, I might then. I'm happy that it's still being developed. That makes me really excited. Nomeria is a more accessible version, sort of Dwarf Fortress. And Deuce Williams says, thank you for all the content you supply us. Been watching you since Banished. Oh man, Banished is such a good game. That's when I'm sad isn't developed enough. There's a little bit of modding and things, but it's like, dude, you could have made... Banished could be the new Dwarf Fortress, but it needs just a little bit more stuff. It's still, don't get me wrong, I put in like 100 hours and was super happy about it, but now I'm like, okay, I need more. Red, thanks for the resub. Okay, what do we have anyway? Let's take a look. Oh, I have to name all my people. So, let's open up Dwarf Therapist. Interesting that they sort by age to start off with. So, we're going to name our dwarves. We have Adistufles. Oh my god! How awesome is this? Completely randomized. Number 2 in the list. Mace! Mace, you're a dwarf! I'm so sorry, you're probably going to die. Mace, you are a dwarf. And, oh, this is Raven LB, who in our Civ 5 Let's Play, our religion is named after Raven LB. It's Raven LBism, is what I named it in there, in their Civ 5 Siam Let's Play. Wow, we're really seeing like some repeats here. Fossiani, gonna have you in here. We're gonna have a Noble Rambler. I like that, Noble Rambler. We're gonna have Dr. PC Tamsamwa. Maybe there's another way to parse that. Oh, and we have Yabushido. Yabushido's been a dwarf before. And commit. There we go. 7 dwarves to get us kick-started. Oh, Mace, I'm so sorry you're about to die. Mace, you are our miner and a little bit of a wood crafter. Congratulations on that. All right. Oh, and who else? Okay, so we got the dwarves, pets. We've got a couple of yaks. Oh man, a breeding pair and everything. I'm really worried they're just going to die from not being able to graze. Then we got some turkeys, cats, and dogs. They don't need to graze, so they're going to be fine. So, if we mine into the ice here, do we get ice cubes? Now, where do we want to do it? Sometimes I dig straight down, sometimes I dig into the side. Here, I think because there's not sort of, I don't know. I mean, we could go down to ground level and then go in sideways. Part of me is thinking about digging straight down, although the first few levels would be too small and too narrow to do anything. I think I'm going to build sideways, because I think I've built straight down the last couple of times. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to dig in sideways, and actually, I'm going to try to put as many things on this one level as possible, which isn't necessarily efficient, but it can look really cool. If you mine into the ice, you will get coal. Oh, Adrian. I promised above fort. I talked, yeah, and we will, but even if we do an above fort, we have to mine, right? So here's what I'm thinking. We'll mine in on the ground level here, and then we can build some buildings outside. But there's really like a limited amount of space to build a lot of buildings. So we'll build some on the outside bit, and some on the inside bit, as much as possible. Which will give it some interesting flavor that we haven't done before. So, let's plan on digging in, say, over here. Alright, we'll just make one giant tunnel that way. Now, one of the downsides to where we are is that we're not digging to sand, which is always a nice way to start because it tends to be really, really fast. Let me go and set a hotkey over here. I'm going to put F2 for now. Oh, actually, hold on. Move up here. I'm going to set a hotkey. I'm going to temporarily set like F8 to our original starting spot here. So we can always go back to it. And then hotkey F1 to here. So F8, F1. Looks alright. Okay. So I guess we're going to do that. Usually I like to set up people to go and chop down trees and pick plants. But none of that's going to happen. Our wood is very precious. I don't want to use what wood we've got to build buildings. So we're definitely going to use stone and things like that. So we actually have a chunk of ice. We can build things out of ice, which is awesome. This is the Arctic. I suspect it will never melt. We don't know for sure. Usually it's not a good thing to build things out of ice because they tend to melt. But I'm willing to bet this doesn't happen. I mean, first of all, it is early spring, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how warm it gets in the winter. But I suspect that this will always be ice. So should we build all our outside buildings in ice? I think so. What do we have here? Limonite. Wait. Oh, it's an ore of iron. Okay. I was like, was that one of the ones you can burn? Because that would be amazing. If we found coal of some kind, that would be the best on this map. It would be hugely valuable. I suppose we could use Prospector to get a hint as to what we might find here. But let's wait. Igloos! Yes, we're going to go full Canadian. Except on the south side of the map, not the north. Igloos. So we can put all our workshops out there. Alright, we'll figure something out. I only have the 2 picks. Yeah, so most of my dwarves are completely idle. What am I going to get them to do? Well, I suppose they could start hauling... what? Hauling this stone to out here to build? I mean, I could set up some construction jobs with ice, but we only have the 1 piece of ice right now. We can't construct anything. I guess I could set up a couple of dummy workshops outside. In particular, you know what I'm going to do? We really should butcher the 2 yaks, because we're not going to be going and exposing the caverns yet, so they really aren't going to have any grass options. Oh, we did have soil over here, right? Okay, that's, well, sand. That's okay, though. Rock salt. Interesting. We are going to go and have to get our farming set up relatively soon. So, let's see. We have to have some soil. Can you grow on sand? I can't remember. But we definitely have to have something that we can farm on. Otherwise, I actually don't know what we're going to do. Because there's not like there's fresh water we can use here to go and flood our underground farms, right? Because normally that's the other option if you don't have any dirt. Markso, thank you very much. Love the content quill. Here's a small thank you for all the entertainment you give. Thank you so much, Markso. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, let's say you guys are going to make me cry today, but I've already done that this week. Thank you, Beginner's Guide. So, let's try not to do that, shall we? Goddamn Beginner's Guide. What is this? Oh, opals. Nice. In the winter, the ice will turn into super ice. Oh, White Walkers, yeah. Well, the White Walkers are north of the wall. We're clearly to the far south, so we're fine. We're basically remaking King's Landing here out of ice. And isn't that nice? Okay. Alright, so we're going to hope that over here, we're going to have... What the... Oh, did I... Oh, I hit twice. We're going to have to hope that over here we've got, like, sand or soil or something. It looks like there might be. So we can start some farming. I mean, there's a fair amount of sand. I think we can grow on sand. God, I hope we can grow on sand. Making a dwarven Canucksploitation film. The ice cold, no warmth, little people killing each other, a boot nothing. Punisher says, what if you've gone so far south you can go back north? You've looped around back to the north? I guess that's a risk. Luckily, almost every gaming world ever seems to be a cylinder as opposed to a sphere. Hey, One Lynch! Thanks for the sub. The resub, 8 months. Alright, kitty. Oh, what's in the wall here? Indigo Tourmaline. Alright. Now, if we do hit sand, we'll be able to dig through a lot faster. Actually, oh, that's rock salt. It's interesting. Alright, we've got stone floors. Come on, baby. Alright. I guess the other thing, well, then I'd have to mine that out. So I'm gonna wait. I mean, I was gonna say build the stockpile and bring everything indoors, but we can't do any of that. Are there any critters out there yet? A giant snowy owl, that's it. Okay, no Yetis yet. Thank goodness. Alright, so they're gonna power through this sand very quickly. This looks like it's mostly digging through more rock salt, so I'm gonna cancel that mining job. This is ice floor, yep. That's okay, we got another chunk of ice over here. We can build more of our ice buildings. This is totally the Elsa game. Just a giant owl. Yeah, and it's not bothering any of our people yet. Okay, build farm plot. No, what? Okay, build plot. There we go. I think because I touched the mouse or something screwed up. 5 by 5. In the pipe, 5 by 5. And another one. Okay, so one of our farmers should come over here and take care of that for us. Yes, there he goes. Okay. Farming is going to work out. Wonderful. Let's go and set up a stockpile indoors, where it's just a little bit safe. And we're not... See, stockpiles have to be huge. I don't want to use a ton of our building materials, building stuff outside for the stockpiles. So we're going to do that. Then what we're going to do... Who dat? Japanese men licking ears! Thank you very much. You're a nice guy. From Ireland! Hey! God, I've not gone to Ireland yet. It's terrible. Right, Essentia? We need to go there. Excuse me. Downstairs here... Actually, I was going to say I should have carved up downstairs. Yeah, hold on. Let me cancel that. Dig out that little bit. And then carve up and downstairs over here. And then the level below, we're going to carve more of those. And then what I'm going to do is actually, like, tunnel back west over here. So that I'm hoping we can tunnel into this ice over here. And start mining the hell out of all this ice from below. That way we keep a nice flat surface over here. But I'm hoping there's ice below. And that we'll get lots and lots of ice cubes to build our buildings with. Mihai V. Again, with the Better Twitch TV kind of busted up, it's hard to read some of the names because of the colors. How long do you usually wait for KSB to finish loading with all the mods? If you followed my CCAN link, if you're using that, the first time you load can take quite a long time. In fact, you might even get a couple of crashes the first few times you try to load, because I have something that is recompressing all the textures to make the game run better afterwards, but it can take a long time to do that the first few times. I'm trying to think, though. I did run into something at some point where it would stop loading completely. Make sure you started the game once before installing any mods, because the first time you start Kerbal Space Program, it installs the sort of default mods, like the built-in sort of data, which is sort of its own mod. It gets installed then, and if you install mods after the fact, some of them are looking for that default mod pack. So start the game once without any mods, then install everything else, and if you've got the texture compression, it can take a while the first time. Joraka! I hope you make me a military dwarf if I ever become one. Last time you played, it never got to that point. Well, hopefully, yeah. The military dwarves are always the ones that are really guaranteed to die. Which is good times. Okay, we're going to make a stockpile here. I'm just going to make a single sort of generic stockpile here. Animal, fine. Food, fine. Furniture, fine. Corpses, no. Refuse, no. Stone, no. Ammo. Bars and blocks, gems, finished goods, leather, cloth, wood, weapons, armor. Okay. So, that'll keep our dwarves busy as they just basically haul everything inside, which is good. Nice and safe from any more of those owls, because... oh my god, there's a Yeti going around. Where's the Yeti? Oh, he's over here! Please don't come and kill my people. The Yetis may be gentle folk. I'm hoping. We're also going to dismantle the wagon, which will get us an extra couple of pieces of wood. Ice barrels for the booze all the way. Can you do that? Can you make other things out of ice? I was just going to use the blocks to, like, build buildings. Yes, Rico de Jong. This game is free. Which is awesome. Oh, we gotta plant plump helmets in every season, at least at this plot here. That is not plump helmets. Plump helmets. Plump helmets. Oh, if I go shift-enter, it'll do all seasons, which is nice. Plump helmets are our #1 industry, so we definitely want that. And then we'll queue up something else just to mix things up. Some sweet pods, which, yeah, you can use for food. And some pigtails, which is a cloth industry item. And then you can have some plump helmets in the winter there. Okay. So one plot is going to be all plump helmets all the time. The other one's going to run a few different things depending on the season. Make a Yeti coat. You're in a biome with blizzard men and Yetis. They're not kind creatures. They're very hard to kill, but Yeti gives you really valuable trade stuff. You can't craft things out of ice. No, I expected you couldn't craft things out of ice. We will make a new stockpile over here, actually. It's not for animals. Oh, disable animals. Enable food. Block all. It's actually just for seeds. There you go. Seeds will get stored there near our farms, and then I'll just tell this stockpile that we don't actually want you to store seeds there. So now the seeds will be stored immediately next to our farming area, which is good. People are going there farming some stuff. Excellent. Things are being brought in. That's good. Okay. How is our ice mine coming along? Well, there is ice. Bum, 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 bum. Isn't there water under the ice? Well, I'm thinking it's all going to be frozen. Oh, what's this? Interrupted by Yeti? Yeah, but you're not actually fighting, are you? The Yeti is fighting my dogs.